11 in the morning. A 20-year-old boy named Ashok was wandering through the streets of Agra, searching since morning for just one shop. Suresh Radio. As he took the last sip of his tea and was about to catch a bus home, suddenly his mind went blank because the shop in front of him was the same one, Suresh Radio. He nervously walked inside the shop. There, he met Suresh's wife, Uma, because what he found out next left him speechless. Suresh had been murdered 5 years ago. Ashok's head was spinning, but now it was Uma's turn to faint, because Ashok was about to reveal that Suresh didn't die. He was reborn, and today he's just a 5-year-old boy named Titu. Reincarnation. Some believe it, some don't. But after hearing this story, I can say for sure, your perspective on reincarnation will completely change, because this incident shook the entire world. So was this really reincarnation, or was it someone's conspiracy? Because the most shocking thing was, Titu was born even before Suresh was murdered. So what's the real truth behind all this?
And that's exactly why we chose to examine this case. We started this channel to bring you real stories, the ones that blur the line between truth and legend. Hit that subscribe button and join us for the next one.
My name is Suresh Verma. I was living happily in Agra with my wife Uma, 2 sons, and my parents. I owned a shop called Suresh Radio. One evening, while returning from the shop, 2 unknown men suddenly shot me dead and ran away. I know who my killers are, and I will only reveal it to my family.
These are the exact words spoken by a 4-year-old child. His name was Titu. Titu was born in the Singh family in Badgaon, 8 kilometers away from Agra. He lived with his parents and 6 siblings. He was the youngest of them all. Titu started speaking clearly by the age of 2. Usually, parents are happy when their child starts talking. But here, the situation was the opposite. From the very beginning, Titu called himself Suresh Verma, talked about his business, his Suresh Radio shop, his wife and children. But his parents dismissed it, thinking, he's just a child. As years went by, he began talking about his murder, which deeply worried his parents. Soon, these strange stories spread across the village. Some said he was mad, while others believed he was possessed. By the age of 5, Titu's behavior was that of a grown man. He constantly said,
I want to meet my wife. I want justice for my murderers.
Hearing this every night, his eldest brother Ashok finally decided he would go to Agra and clear this illusion once and for all. But when he reached Agra and met Uma, Titu's illusion turned into reality. When Uma heard everything, she didn't believe a single word. In fact, Suresh's parents refused to accept it too. Because Suresh's murder case had once gained a lot of publicity, they thought maybe Titu's family had just memorized the story. Still, Suresh's family did want to see if there was any truth to it. So they came up with a plan. They decided to bring Titu from his village to Agra in a car. They would intentionally drive past Suresh Radio and then take him through wrong streets to see if he could identify the correct path, his shop, his home, and his family. But Titu completely ruined their plan. He correctly pointed out the route to the shop, even mentioned which part had been renovated. He described the way from the shop to the house, every single detail. When he saw his parents and Uma, he literally felt shy and shared such personal details with Uma that only she and Suresh knew. Everyone in Suresh's family was stunned. Now came the turn to expose Suresh's killers. But would the police believe a 5-year-old boy? Would any court accept a reincarnation case? And most importantly, Titu was born before Suresh's death. So how could this even be reincarnation? Just as these questions piled up, a new character entered the story. Antonia Mills, Ian Stevenson, a world-renowned reincarnation researcher. Surprisingly, the media's coverage of Titu reached Antonia Mills, who became curious and began researching the case. Titu's actions, his anger, his behavior, all matched Suresh's personality perfectly. Now, all that remained was solid proof. And that's where Antonia's expert observation worked. The bullet marks on Suresh's head were identical to the birthmarks on Titu's skull. The injuries Suresh received before his death appeared exactly the same on Titu's body. His lifestyle, his mature behavior, and the testimonies of local witnesses together convinced the court that this was indeed a case of reincarnation. Now came the time for justice. Titu appeared in court and testified that he remembered one of his 2 killers' faces, and that killer was none other than his own business partner. The police arrested the accused based on Titu's statement. Under pressure, the killer confessed his crime, and both murderers were punished. And after all, the Suresh murder case was finally closed. Today, Titu, also known as Titu Singh, works as an assistant professor in a school. He lives in Badgaon with his family. He still remembers everything about Suresh's life and sometimes visits Suresh's family. He believes what happened, happened, but now he wants to live fully in the present. Yet, one question still remains. Titu was born before Suresh's death, so how could it be reincarnation? Even the court found this a mystery. But Antonia Mills provided an explanation in her report. She used a term, Pakaya Pravesh. It's mentioned in Hindu mythology. It means a soul entering another living body. In this case, Suresh's soul entered the newborn child, Titu. But then, what happened to the original soul of that baby? Where did it go?